النهارده يوم مش عادي، هو يوم انا بسميه احتفالي، لان هو مش بس مسابقه، هي تشجيع لمواهب البنات وعرض شغلهم اللي استمر سنه كامله من القرايه والبحث والتعديل لغايه لما وصل لمرحله العرض.
Our school vision and mission. It's our goal to offer our students the best possible opportunities to become confident, thoughtful young people who are prepared for any future challenge. Storytelling is a tool for language development and an excellent way to help students develop language skills. It brings language learning alive and creates a sharing and fascinating experience that allows young learners to enjoy hearing the language in a lively and entertaining way. The storytelling competition is done to encourage the students to develop their speaking skills and build their confidence in using the English language.
It's a pleasure to gather here in this prestigious institution, College de la Sainte Famille, to enjoy a unique and annual event which is storytelling competition. Storytelling is a learning that helps students speak fluent English spontaneously. It also emphasizes on integrating education with non-curriculum activities which meet the main objective of the education process. I myself believe that the school is meant to build our children or mentally, physically, psychologically, and all aspects or sides of the personality. We want our children to be sound, mentally, physically, and knowledge. Not knowledge only, but we want our children to be good citizens. Good citizens. Give them a chance to express themselves, to live a happy life. This is why the school is set up. Why do we set up schools?
Children are budding stars. The more you impress them, the more they shine. Holy Family School and children are those who never stop exploring the wonder of today. They are part of the world that hope for a brighter future. All they need is a gentle hand to guide them as they grow. Show them how to come up with the best they have. Implementing the habit of reading in our blooming generation has become a matter of concern. That's why I applied storytelling as a learning device to reach my goals.
I'm Judy Hassan, a student in the 6th grade of primary school at College de la Sainte Famille. And I have been in aerobic gymnastics since I was 7. Actually, practicing sport and the challenges I faced to achieve success and obtain a number of gold medals is the real reason for choosing the movie Mulan, which is based on a Chinese legend about a girl named Mulan. The movie revolves around a teenage girl who joins the Chinese army instead of her father because he's not able to keep up with the young soldiers in the army anymore. So the girl disguises herself as a man and puts her father's garment. And when she goes to the army, no one suspects she is a girl, as she has been training for years. The movie breaks the stereotype of the girl that society looked at that time. They used to think that a girl is born to get married, raise children, and take care of the house, and that sport can only be for the benefit of men. Mulan changed the view and highlighted that a girl has a role to play just like men. Her acceptance of her identity is the main objective of the story. The message is clear: embrace your own identity and defy what society accepts.
Our slogan this year is to be proactive. So, I invited you, dear guests, to know Alice in your new role, Alice in Idimland. Hi, I'm Alice. I like to tell you about my brand new experience, which I'm doing my visit to Idimland. is totally different. It seems really interesting but confusing somehow. As I noticed that people they use the language of idioms in their everyday speech. My story started when I was sitting under a tree reading a book. I was very engrossed in it. My little friend Bunny tried to attract my attention, but I called and said that I was reading a book. Bunny refused, saying, "You have to follow me." But actually, I have better things to do. I told Bunny that he had a bee in his bonnet about following him. Just then, a new person came. He's my friend Lewis, the author of my big series. He asked me about what the matter was. I replied, "Nothing. I'm as fit as a fiddle. Couldn't I relax and read a book?" I felt being sad and turned to be cross. This is me, new Alice. I managed to discover my words through books. Finally, I woke up from my dream. I got the meaning of a piece of cake. It's something that is very easy to do. And the other idioms were icing on the cake. I found out that it's really amazing to live in idiom world, like Lewis. I started to write my own book. Thanks.
It's nice to see you. Everyone, I'm Habib Hassan, second prep.
And I'm Glenn Ismail, first prep.
Both of us are going to tell you the story of the Parent Trap movie. The Parent Trap is a family comedy film that was released on the 20th of July, 1998.
In 1986, Nicholas Parker and Elizabeth James get married over the course of transatlantic cruising. Shortly after the birth of the identical twin daughters, me, Hallie, and my twin Anne. Our parents divorce and each has sole custody of one girl. My father, Nick, takes me in Napa Valley, California, and my mother raises Annie in London, England.
And now, we will tell you the story of how we got to know each other. After 11 years of the divorce, our parents accidentally sent us to the same summer camp, where we meet for the first time. At the first sight, we hate each other, and start a little pranks.
After one prank goes too far, we're isolated together for the remainder of the camp. Then we start to talk about our family.
A family house is a shelter from storms, where you can feel comfortable and warm. Thanks.
It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm Sama Ashraf from Class 1. The Spiderwick Chronicles is a 2008 American fantasy film based on the book series of the same name by Holly Black and Tony Dieter. When Jared meets Spiderwick in the other world, he persuades Jared to fight the monsters themselves. Following his advice, the family all together succeed to beat them. All of a sudden, Jared's father comes alive and apologizes for leaving them. Jared suspects the man and stabs him with a knife that appears to be Margaret. The evil monster takes the book and flies like a bird. But the little beast's friend eats Margaret. Eventually, Jared and his family live safely and happily as friends with fairies, and the evil spirits vanish. Spiderwick Chronicles provide lots of thrills and chills. So much so that it may be too scary for young viewers. The movie ends up a filming family union and warning teenagers about the danger of opening themselves up to occult forces. Thank you.
It is my honor to be introducing myself for today. My name is Gina Mahmoud from Class 1C, and I'll be reviewing the movie Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde is a romance comedy movie that is directed by Robert Lochte. The main characters are Elle Woods, Emmett Richmond, Warner Huntington, and Vivian Kingston. The movie starts with Elle, who's a blonde girl who really cares about fashion and beauty. Her lifestyle is very fancy, as she grew up in a rich house with her parents and has many friends and a loving fiancé. But suddenly, everything changed when her fiancé, Warner Huntington, gets accepted to Harvard Law School. However, decides Elle was the only one to find a small detail that is able to change everything. It's a great hit for her. Eventually, Elle graduates with honors, and her dear relatives are all proud of her. The story ends up Elle and Vivian becoming best friends, and her and Emmett being engaged. As for me, this movie is a beautiful reminder that no matter how hard things can look, there is always a spark of hope that guides us towards success. And just like Azal said, you must always have faith in yourself. Thank you.
It's a great honor to present myself before great people like you. This is Mariam Ala from class 2A, and I am going to tell you the film review of Maleficent. Maleficent is an American fantasy movie drama action inspired by the Sleeping Princess, starring by Angelina Jolie as a title character, which is one of the most difficult scenes when Maleficent is surprised by the loss of her wings, screaming and crying out of pain. On the other hand, one of the most beautiful scenes is the smile of Maleficent's happiness when, after Aurora woke up from her curse and addressed her, "Hello, Beastie," a scene that expresses love and goodness that must triumph in the end. It also embodied the true act of love that is characteristic by tender and gentle care. Eventually, Maleficent returned the Moors to its former glory, and Aurora is crowned the queen with Philip by her side to unify the two kingdoms. Actually, I like the direction and the cinematic tracks, especially the wings of Maleficent and the flying scenes, and the strange creatures that inhabit the kingdom of Moors. The film is worth watching. I found it so interesting and touching. Thank you.
And I'm in class 3A. And today, I'm gonna tell you the story of the movie The Martian. The Martian is a 2015 science fiction film directed by Ridley Scott. The film depicts an astronaut's long struggle to survive on Mars after being abandoned, as well as NASA's efforts to rescue him and return him back to Earth. The film won a lot of awards, such as People's Choice Award for Favorite Dramatic Movie, Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture, and more. I mainly chose this film because I'm interested in space travel, and also, nowadays, most advanced countries are investing huge space areas to dominate the space technology, and unless we accomplish with this, we won't be able to get the benefits of using the internet itself. Thank you.
Her name is a combination of cruel and devil. A young and clever grifter who's determined to make a name for herself in the fashion world. The development of one of the iconic Disney villains, Cruella de Vil. My name is Minna Muhammad from class 3A, and let's get started. Cruella is a 2021 American crime comedy film based on the character Cruella de Vil from Dewey Smith's 1956 novel. Estella was born in the early 50s England with black and white hair, which was already considered unusual. At the age of 12, Estella attends school, but is outcast by the other students for her unusual hair color. Eventually, the police come and arrest the Baroness. Now, having adopted the full name of Cruella de Vil, she acquires Hellman Hall and takes her rightful place as the iconic villain. One of my favorite things about Disney movies that they always have a great we can take and apply to our own lives. Even though Disney's Cruella is a movie about one of the greatest and some might say the most evil villains of all time, it is backed with tons of inspiration quotes and lessons. 1. Each day brings new opportunities to become the people we want to be. It is important to remember to be grateful for each new day of life. One of the hardest lessons in life is that no matter what you do, you can't please everyone. Just know that you need to be your true self and not change to please others. I love Cruella. She's brilliant, bad, and a little bit mad.
Hi everyone, I'm Sama Muhammad from class 1B. Today, I'm going to talk about You've Got Mail. You've Got Mail is a romantic comedy film. It was released on December 18, 1998. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan star as Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly, two booksellers who face off against each other in real life. Kathleen runs a small family bookstore called The Shop Around the Corner Corner is a popular children's bookstore, and people that work there are knowledgeable and kind. While it has been a community landmark for more than 40 years, Joe Fox is building a giant mega bookstore called Fox Sans Books. With its discount, can two people really fall in love just from words alone? I think yes, they can. And You've Got Mail explores this deeply. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, this is Hannah Mahmoud from Class 1B, and I'd like to tell you about one of my favorite movies, Night at the Museum. It's a 2006 fantasy comedy film based on the children's book by Croatian. It's about a divorced father, Larry Daly, who applies for a job as a night security guard at New York City's American Museum of Natural History, and subsequently discovers that the exhibit animated by a magical Egyptian artifact come to life at night. The main characters are Larry Daly, a night shift security guard at the American Museum of Natural History, Cecil Fredericks, a veteran security guard, Gus, another veteran security guard who takes instant dislike to Larry Daly, Rebecca Huckman, a museum docent, and Nicholas, or Nick, Larry's son. Larry Daly, our hero, shows bravery and honesty in handling problems, by which help him to restore his own self-esteem and his son's trust and respect as well. It's a story of Larry Daly, a divorced man who has been unable to keep a stable job and has failed at many business ventures. The moral lesson from the movie is that no matter how valuable the job you do is, what really matters is that how far you master your job and build a good rapport with the teamwork. Also, to have the courage to face your risks and overcome them. And I recommend this movie for you because it's very interesting and enjoyable. And I love the final scene when Larry saw groups of people enjoying their time at the museum. This scene really touched me, and the movie ends up the exhibit celebrating the following night. Thank you.